What's up, NBC Chicago? This is Hardcore Country Mickie James.
And your Knockouts World Champion, Trinity.
I think it was backstage, obviously, because as you were coming up and coming through, I was leaving WWE the first time. So I was kind of watching from afar. I don't think that we truly connected until the last time I was there. I felt like that's where our relationship and our friendship kind of butted end.
The respect was always there, but
right.
Like she said, because we were coming in and coming out at different times, it was just a mutual love and respect just from knowing each other.
Right.
And we really got tight when she came back.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, Mickie, when the whole thing blew up with me, the first person that I talked to and who knew about that situation and that I vented to was Mickie. And it wasn't about anything else. She was just there to be a shoulder for me and to listen. And we hadn't really talked anything about work or anything since that moment. So I don't even think Mickie knew I was coming until like I was there.
Yeah. I think I was I don't think I was surprised. I was almost like happy surprised to see, because I was like, oh, she's going to shine here, because I love Impact and have so much respect for them because of the women's division, the Knockouts division. I think they always get opportunities and they always kill it. So I'm like, oh, dude, she's going to blow them out of the water. I'm so excited. And it was cool. It's been cool to watch from afar, as I was sitting home. So
it's pretty incredible. And I feel very accomplished and proud. And I'm still just very hungry. There's so much support and so many people backing me. That gives me the motivation and the courage to go out there and to continue to perform as the champion. And to be across the ring from greats like Mickie James it's surreal for me too. So it's been quite a journey, but a beautiful one. Man, that electric, like, I could feel like the energy, the voices, the people's, like, the floor was shaking. Like, it was crazy. I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that night. I'll never forget that feeling. And I was extremely nervous and just like a nervous wreck. But the second I went out there, it all went away. And I was like, I knew right then that I would be okay and I was where I need to be. You know that feeling.
I do. Yes. I loved it. I think because I was out injured and I was obviously bummed about losing the championship, or I didn't technically lose the championship, but to having to relinquish the championship when I was on such a high. Like, I was really rocking after the last rodeo. And it was just really, really unfortunate. And obviously injuries never happen when you want them or when you need them. Obviously they're just always so random. But I felt like it was like this weird, it was perfect timing, because then as I'm sitting at home and, whatever, rehabbing and waiting for myself to heal, I see my sis walk in the door and just blow it up. And she said that she wanted to challenge everyone and have all of these incredible matches against every knockout in the locker room. And she's had them. And it's really, I've always been a big supporter of you. I sing your praises. You're so amazing. You're so talented. And I think the most beautiful part is to watch her walk into Impact and the audience just immediately connect with you and just love you so much, and because they can see, you can see love, you can see passion, you can see that drive and that opportunity to just be herself. And it's like, oh man, and so even as I was sitting, I've been healed for a little bit before I came back for Impact 1000, but also I'm just sitting back as a friend and as a fan watching, but I have to say, I come back at Impact 1000 and the people were there. They were electric that night. And to stand in that ring with all of these incredible women and go, look at wrestling in 2023. Like, this is insane.
It was just so much power in that night. And you just felt it, like the aura. in the building that night, in the locker room amongst the women.
I got chill bumps.
You do.
I do. I got chill bumps. Not that I forgot how much I love wrestling or whatever, but it was just like, oh, it's electric. And I was reminded that, like, hey, I never actually lost the championship, which was unfortunate, but I've also never had a chance to go one-on-one with Trinity, who's someone who I do love, someone who I do respect, and someone who just represents a whole generation of, like, empowered women going out there and kicking butt. Sorry, I should say, for NBC. Sorry. It's just amazing. It's amazing. The last rodeo was incredible because I think that it reminded me what I was capable of, but it also reminded me of the biggest reason why we do what we do, and that's the fans, and the fans going with me on that journey and caring to know that they still care and they believe in me. It was amazing. And so I think after doing all that and reaching the top of that mountain and then to get it taken away by something completely out of your control, it was frustrating. It was humbling. Obviously, it's not my first injury, so it wasn't like, oh God, my world's over. But I certainly was like, oh man, like it was a complete reset because, I felt like I was on a real roll. I thought that I was still proving myself and proving that I was a champion and that I could go with all of these girls. And it was definitely frustrating, really, really frustrating. It was the worst way I felt like I would rather have lost the championship, in an honorable way than have to just put it down, and walk away. But you can't always control those factors, I think the difference is now is like, a lot of my matches in that last, I was proving something to myself. I don't really know that I have something to prove to myself, except for the fact that I'm still worthy of being champion. But I think there's also a mutual respect here, and it's respect for the championship. It's respect for one another as opponents. And I hope that doesn't affect me as like wanting to fight harder because, I think that last rodeo made me fight because I knew something was on the line. Like if I lost, I could never wrestle again. Whereas, I was able to prove that. I was able to prove that to my fans, but I just want to go out there and have a killer match and one that both of us can be proud of. And may the best woman win no matter what, and keep it steady and have a real competition, a real test on who is the best or the best that night or however that. And I'm like, so I'm excited. Because it's going to be different.
I'm just sitting here thinking about like how many like how similar experiences we've had or like where we are now in our careers, just being veterans in the game now. And I've also had to relinquish a championship before in my career due to an injury, like out of nowhere, which was crazy, being on the roll, being on a high and like kind of just being knocked all the way down without, having any control of the situation. So I know what that feels like and what builds up inside when it's taken away from you that way. And so I know you coming. I know you coming and giving your best Saturday or Bound for Glory. And there's a little part of me in the back of my mind that feels until I face you and I know that I beat you fair and square, I don't fully feel that this is completely mine because you never lost it. So I need to prove that to myself. And I look forward to getting that opportunity Saturday.
Thank you so much.
You're the GOAT, sis. And if I want to be the GOAT, I got to stand face to face with the GOAT and see where I'm at.
We're going to be two goats in a boat. Two goats in a boat, just paddling.
I think I'm still on this journey of learning and of what I'm capable of, my resilience, and just how far I can go, how creative I can be. I feel that each opponent that I've had has been a different challenge. It's been a different style worker. And I think I take a little bit of knowledge from each one of those matches, from each one of those talents. I think so highly of every single woman in that locker room. And I feel that every single woman in that locker room has a special quality about them that if given the opportunity, they also can be champions. So it makes me stay on top of my game because these women ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? We have a very strong division, a very strong locker room, and in order for me to stay champion at the top, I have to be on top of my game. I have to be at my best, and I think Impact is really giving me the opportunity to bring that out of myself and prove it to myself. I have fun, and because we're not on the same show, I do find it fun and like cool to kind of like highlight some of my favorite friends, some of my favorite moves, or just people that have influenced me or have impacted me through my career. So if it makes sense and there's a way I can do some stuff that normally I wouldn't get to do, I try to throw it in there.
You say that because I was watching Best of Trinity, all these other things, and there was one video in particular that had like best 88 moves of Trinity, and I'm going, she has 88 moves? 88 moves?
I didn't even know I had 88 moves.
Well, I do now. I always say if you're not going after the championship, if you're not trying to be the best, which is why I know Bound for Glory is going to be amazing because we're going to bring our best. If you're not trying to be the champion, I don't know what you're doing. Right? Like, I'm one of those people, you should be given your all the time, and you want to be the best all the time. And if you're not, then you're trying to be, right? And it reminded me that I never actually lost that championship, and how special it is to me, and how special it is for every knockout in that locker room. And I'm, standing there raising the hand of an incredible champion, and I'm going, we've never did this. We've never done this. And I'm like, this could be special, and it's going to be special.
I mean, I was a little shook. I didn't know if I was going to get snatched bald when I walked away or what. But she reassured me, it's all good. We're going to do this the right way.
Yeah. A lot of that was not just my own self-doubt of like, do I still have it? The industry and the women that represent women's wrestling these days, they're a whole different breed, than when I broke in the business. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing that, women have inspirations to look up to say, I want to do this. I want to be this. And it's just changed so much, and it's been amazing to see. It's been amazing to be a part of over 20-some years, to see how much, you'd even talk about the PWI, like it started at 50 women, and now this year they just went to 250 women. Like, that's how many people that they can highlight and say, these are amazing, incredible athletes, in the industry today. So I think it was a test to myself, and it you listen sometimes to the negative feedback. You can hear fans' comments, you see them. People think they don't affect us because we're like, superstars or whatever, but it seeps in, and you can start to doubt yourself. You can start to doubt your purpose. You can start to doubt, is it worth it? Especially when you think about, we still have real life. We still have families. I have a son, you're trying to do it all, and you're trying to be an amazing mom. You're trying to be an amazing wife. You're trying to be an amazing champion, and you're still trying to move the needle for women and for the industry, and always do what's like the best for business as well. And it can be a lot. It can be heavy. And I think that being able to prove that to myself, and maybe even to some haters and to the wrestling industry, to go like, no, I'm Mickie James, and I am, it was amazing. And so I don't know if I will always have this passion and love. I don't think that I can wrestle forever by any means, and I don't intend to. And I think when the time is right, I will. I can't say retire, because I say there's always these opportunities and little magical moments, and they're really hard to say no to because you love it so much. But, I don't know how much more I have to prove, except for going out there and kicking ass, and one of us winning a championship that we're both worthy of, and giving you my best. And I know she's going to bring me her best, because that's what we do. And I would love one more run and to be a champion again, obviously. But if I was going to lose, I can't think of a better woman to lose to. So, but I don't intend on losing, though. I don't want to lose.
I know. Me either.
It's tough. It's like,
I've never been in a predicament like this. A lot of times I don't like the person I'm going against for a championship match, but this is a completely different feeling, different dynamic, and I'm curious as well to see. I know in my mind what I want to do and what I feel, but I am also across from one of my best friends and somebody I admire and look up to in and out of the ring. So it's like, am I going to have that grit that I need to have to...
Same. No, I know. It's tough because I love you so much.
Well, because Mickie never lost a championship, I consider her still champion in a way, and champion worthy. So that definitely is kind of something that seeps in the back of my mind as I walk around as champion. I don't feel that I've checked off and passed checked off all the boxes yet, because she hasn't had her opportunity to lose or win on her own terms. So that's definitely something that's been in the back of my mind.
I mean, Bound for Glory is the biggest Impact show of the year, obviously. There's some incredible matches on the card. It's already sold out. So you're in for a show. It's going to be incredible. But for us, I feel like you're going to see like two women out there putting it all on the line, and in a loving, but also we got to get some stuff done kind of way. It's going to be electric. I know the crowd's going to be there for us, I'm just really excited about it. Honestly, it's going to be awesome.
It really is a dream match, not just for myself, but I think for fans. Mickie and I both have been in the game for a while, and I think fans are just excited to see us come together in such a special situation. Like, we never would have thought this would have happened a year ago, but Here we are. And that's the amazing world of wrestling. Like, anything is possible, anything could happen. And you can expect a whole lot more glow from me at Bound for Glory.